back live, y'all. We back live in them trenches. Said we back live in them trenches. Alright, let's see what we got here, y'all. See, we locked back in. Alright. I need to go to my, hold on. Let me make sure I edit that bit through week 12. Where's the Cardinals too? So that was week 12. Week 12, and then that was first Alright, so I just had to update something right quick. No, it is. Yep. Alright, now we good. Saved. Alright, cool. Let's go back here. China. Let's go back right here. Okay, let's go back here. Alright. Let's go ahead and address this media, man. Let's go ahead and address the media, dog. We finally got that dub. Success today. We made adjustments for real. Our teammates stepped up. Sure. Well, I made some goddamn adjustments, though. I should have been made early in the season, but I ain't think we was. I just switched out of Doug Peterson defense, dog, and character of the group. They stepped up. I'm proud of them boys. Grit and determination. Yep. So everything. So we like 2-7 this season, or something like that. What's our record? What my record is 2-9. So I had to switch out of Doug Peterson defense, dog, and we balled out last game. So that's what's up. Let's go ahead and advance that week to the Falcons. Let's go ahead and advance that week on them. Big ass glass of that straight up. Oh, teammate one. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Shit. Pick coming this week. Go for the big play. Shit, go for the big play, my boy. Let's get it. But we get that nice little late season win. Everybody want to chat. Let's get it, y'all. Sunday night prime time. It be tacky as hell, but I guess Sunday night prime time, dog.
It's week 13 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on the Jaguars' athletic corner. He enters this week approaching 50 tackles for the year. It's the Jags and the Falcons on Sunday night primetime.
It is a perfect night here in the capital city of Atlanta, Georgia.
Straight up, we in the A with it, man. Let's get it.
The Jaguars defense out there for this opening possession. They were winners last week, but were not at their best. And one of their top defenders, certainly this man at corner in his 6th NFL campaign.
And how important was he last week in really creating opportunities? He had both an interception and a forced fumble. That's going above and beyond what most defensive coordinators expect, but is certainly much appreciated. There's no doubt about that.
Jaguar pressure, Jaguar sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. They run the draw here with Robinson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line.
I was
A
beat on that
3-yard loss. 4th down now. Certainly not the start they were looking for offensively, coming off that loss last week on the road.
And they didn't do their job. They're going to feel poorly about that. But what they're going to do is look at the defense and say, can you pick us up here? And let's face it, defenses can score. We've seen it, right? They can take the ball away, create a big-time opportunity. Let's see if they can get that done.
Yeah, just something to jumpstart this home crowd. The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession.
Damn, I can't look at the depth chart. Wait, hold on. Hell nah, I can't even look at the depth chart.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now Jones. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways. On the draw, Robinson. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down, seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They've had the upper hand so far this first half of play, working with a good lead already as they look to defend this 1st down. Throwing, Jones. Complete to Johnston here. Powers by at the 40. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Here's 2nd and 7. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Man, what the hell, bro?
Receiver complete. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons.
And good play.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession.
Good play.
Jones throwing to start the drive. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones.
Man, what the
He's wheeled downfield by Johnston. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. So on on the other side of the field now. It's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Jones. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Robinson up the middle. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Now Jones wants to change it up. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete.
Come on, bro.
Well, let's see who this is on.
Man,
So
dog,
they'll accept
on,
that penalty,
bro.
and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Automatic first down.
What they expect us to do? Like, come on, man.
Hand off now to Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jones. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the...
Is Jones the other
The
tight end or
Jacksonville
receiver?
defense back onto the field. And a quick change situation here.
Hold on, is dog a tight end or a receiver, bro? Hold up. Is it 87? Wait, hold on. Who the quarterback is? Oh, that's Matt Jones. So who the receiver that's catching it? 2 touchdowns. Atkins. Wide receiver number 87. But where he at on the depth chart, though? We're gonna see if we can. There you go. Put a halt with that shit.
Jones now throwing to start the drive. And that one too wide and incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. That'll bring up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And down he'll go at the 25. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up in the Steel City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline.
Joe Burrow leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were losers in that ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And then finally, we wrap up the week with a good one on Monday Night Football between the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They hold the lead here in this third quarter, but every drive important in a one-score game as this one begins 1st and 10 here.
Keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving. Omaha.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Boy, that coverage too good,
Part of
boy.
what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Back to throw. Jones. Here's a screen for Robinson.
Come on.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Looking for London on the out route complete.
Here they go with the bullshit.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
They go with that bullshit.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Looking to throw. Jones. And complete to Drake London. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Back to throw. Jones. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
This pass caught. It's Woods. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown.
Not make it up, boy.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They begin the drive with Robinson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They're out there trying to protect this 4th quarter lead. So this a big drive as it begins 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Flushed out right. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They'll try to put together a stop as this drive begins with a 1st and 10. Here's Jones throwing to start the drive. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll have field position working in their favor as this ball backed up inside the 5-yard line as this drive begins 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game, and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
Jones. That ball caught by his rookie wideout. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Jones. Johnston hauls it in, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Jones. Pass complete. It's Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for the Jags, the win moves them to 3-9 now on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
All right, I'm back, y'all. Had to do a little intermission. Hey, Kevin, what's good, G?
Can we give him the trophy already?
What's
Defensive Player
good
of
with
the
you,
Year.
G?
I know sometimes they say it's Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh man, I appreciate you tapping into the stream, bro. I don't know if you're still in here. I'm just not seeing your what's the name doing the chat. I had to make a little bathroom run right quick, dog. We're going multiple defense. I should have been made that adjustment early in the season, but it is what it is. So we got the Steelers at the crib. We're gonna go out. Yeah, we're gonna thug it out like this.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And all eyes are on the Jaguars' superstar cornerback. He's entering rarefied air with every interception, now up to 12 this season. It's the Jaguars and the Steelers. Next
EA
on
Sports
Madden
coverage
Football.
of the National. The Jags defense set to get going. Winners of 2 straight coming in. And this secondary is going to be tested here, so we'll keep our eye on this man at corner.
And he was definitely a ball hawk last week. He had 2 interceptions in that game. That's going above and beyond for a defender. But it shows just how good he's been in shutting down the other guy's passing game.
They'll start on the ground with Wright.
No.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him
Getting
to the
that hit
10-yard
early.
line. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Second down and 4.
I need to be
Operating from the gun, Lucas.
Let me get that.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he will
Go ahead and hit
this
that.
one home. It's a touchdown.
So
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
Sir. Set that tone early, boy. Set that tone early. Set the tone early, boy.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They had the pick 6 just a moment ago, so they're feeling good as they prepare to try and make another stop.
I got to switch on Pickens next play, y'all.
Throwing after the interception, Lucas. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. Throwing quickly to Wilson. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line.
See, dog, these
A
generic
big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ross. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 6 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's third down. Back to throw. Lucas. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Great action.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They've got the upper hand in terms of field position as this drive starts inside the offense's 10-yard line. They'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing to start the drive. Lucas. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. The numbers for Njoku from a week ago, 7 catches, 55 yards.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Man, come on.
Field breakaway. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Wright with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They're already down here early as this next drive begins with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Lucas. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And they'll run with a 2nd-round pick from April's draft. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Lucas. His throw incomplete. George Pickens is intended receiver there, and it's 3rd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter who you have defensively. Because you get your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for. That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now
the Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll have to defend the short field here as this drive begins with a 1st and 10. They'll run on first down with Wright. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback up.
Damn, bro.
He's got this to Pickens. And he's in.
Shit.
Touchdown, Steelers. George Pickens.
I was trying to get back in, man. Damn, bro.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field.
What?
On first down, they'll start out with Wright. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. And they'll go right back to Wright. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful.
Pickens was my damn player.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. Lucas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Off play action. Lucas. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time is a second for a loss of 6. Now a handoff up the middle. Knowles. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. And they'll accept that penalty. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Finds Pickens out right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that flag accepted. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Completes this one to Pickens. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. A give up the middle to Wright. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll go again here with Wright. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. You look at this Jaguar defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Lucas. Got an open man. It's Pickens. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now they'll shift things around. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Wright. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Pickens going in motion left. Now a toss play for Wright. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. From the gun on 3rd down, Lucas. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. Back to throw. Lucas. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On the give, this is Wright. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Operating from the gun, Lucas. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Wright with it. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. Throwing to start the drive, Lucas. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. On the handoff, it's Wright. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down. The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. And they've had their struggles already in this first half. Down big early as they try to slow down an offense that's really been rolling. Throwing to start the drive, Lucas. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
4 sacks and a safety already. If you gave your coach those numbers in an entire game, he'd be ecstatic. Getting that type of production in less than a half of football, that goes beyond anything they expected coming in.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They, you might remember, forced a safety last time they were out there, so they're playing with some confidence now. As this throwing to start the drive, Lucas. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
On the ground, it's Wright.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. And they're going to need to start slowing this offense down. They trail here 3rd quarter as this drive gets underway. Throwing to start the drive, Lucas. Pickens on the slant. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. Here's Wright. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Operating from the gun, Lucas. Pass is caught. Pickens on the comeback route. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Lucas. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lucas. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Lucas. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Back to throw. Lucas. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Steelers. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. And they have not been at their best so far. They're down big here, 3rd quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lucas. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 34-yard line. Off the play fake. Lucas. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. George Pickens halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. As his guys are able to put. The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 109 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Lucas. Finding Pickens once again. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a group.
There he goes, left side. Inside the 10 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Wright. 62 yards. And the Steelers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They'll try to get the football right back to their offense who just punted. So now they'll try to force a punt themselves. It's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Lucas. This one finds Wilson downfield. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lucas. Going right back to Wilson. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care.
The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Wright. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Lucas. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Boy, 184 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. 2nd and a couple. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. And he'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Lucas. And he is caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. They run the counter. It's right. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. back to throw. Lucas over the middle, complete. That's Ross. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26. Looking to throw. Lucas. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. George Pickens, 26 yards. And the Steelers add on to their lead, and they appear poised to break this long losing streak. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. And they've been pretty well carved up, to be frank, by this offense all game long. Just trying to ride this one out to the finish. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Right. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the gun on 3rd down. Lucas hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Jags defense back on the field for this next possession. They're in a somewhat unenviable position here to start the drive with the ball already up near midfield. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Wright, 52 yards. The Jacksonville defense back onto the field. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Steelers, it's a 4th win on the year as they move to 4-9. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on the Jaguars' rangy cornerback. And nothing unlucky about this. He's got 13 picks this season. It's the Jags and
the Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. They'll start out first down and 10. Stroud begins with a pass. Open man, downfield, it's Nico Collins. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll go play action. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
He'll go right and find his running back. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
From the gun, here's Stroud. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. Finding space at the 15. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is first and goal. And he's in. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. So now this defense in need of a... Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. This pass is caught by Cade Otton.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy.
On the blitz, overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes. It is third and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He finds Goodwin, and he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down.
So now this defense in need of a stop as they come out here in overtime. They'll... start on the ground. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Jordan Jefferson there on the stop. A second down throw for Stroud. That's complete. It's Tank Dell. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack.
This is intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to get the football at their own 40.
And this is going to go down as a pick, but it really was the pressure defensively that caused the interception. I mean, he was a little sloppy with his fundamentals, but I think it's as a result of the guy in his face led to that ball kind of sailing, inaccurate throw, and that's just really good team defense.
So now this defense in need of a stop as they come out here in overtime. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Stroud. To the left side, into the hands of Collins.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
On second down, Stroud. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
That's interference. Defense. That penalty is declined.
Tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Stroud going to set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play. Winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because the quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
He manages to get the throwaway and completes it. He is in. Touchdown, Texans. So now this defense in need of a stop as they come out here in overtime. They'll see. They'll begin here on the ground. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Dell motioning over. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. Open man, right side. He's got it.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Now, Stroud. That one caught by Tank Dell. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought...
So now this defense in need of a stop. Up the middle they go. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
From the pistol, it's Jones. A big hole. And he's going to take this all the way home. Touchdown, Houston. So this defense headed out. Here's a designed run. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going short game.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Not just a first down, but reception number 70 on the season. They'll turn and hand this one off. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. To throw, it's Stroud. A short one there to Otten. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, He's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Throwing on second down, Stroud. Quick hitting slant there. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here now, 3rd and 5. Stroud to throw. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal. Dell motioning over. Now, Stroud. That one taken in. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Texans. So now this defense in need of a stop as they come out here in overtime. In the backfield, he'll get the carry here, and that'll go for a gain of about 4. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. They'll stick with him again. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down. Handoff here, up the middle. Second and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They'll let the fullback try to push the pot. He'll try to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front. So now this... give on the ground, and that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play, knifing it and dropping him for a loss. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Off the play fake, here's Stroud. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. So now this defense in need of a stop as they... Stroud to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete. But now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Automatic first down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. On play action, Stroud trying the right side, taken in by Collins. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. An unbalanced look to the left here on first down. Back to throw, Stroud. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stroud. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And will bring up 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
So now this defense in need of a stop. We'll try the right side this time. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Stroud. Now he'll run. Stroud avoids the contact as he slides to a stop after picking up the 1st down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He will let this go. Deep downfield for Dell. And he's going to take this into the end zone. Sensational play for the moment. There's a marker down. I don't think he's going to like the result of this flag.
That penalty is declined.
So now this defense. Now a give up the middle. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage. And that is it.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. pick this one up on the ground. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now a run. And he'll get this close to a first down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the first down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in.
Here comes Otten in motion. Oh, a bad time to run out of time. They don't get the playoff on 3rd and short. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll send the tight end in motion right. They'll drop to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here, as they'll discuss what's to come. So it's a win for the visiting Texans. That was a game that was in doubt till the very end. They were able to hold on, come away with the victory.